So, in the last class, we have seen several examples related to algorithms and flowcharts, and we have introduced the concept of loop, right? What is meant by loop? When we will use loop is whenever we are having certain instructions, okay? These instructions we wanted to repeatedly execute, okay, several times continuously, then we will make use of loop, okay? So now you consider one example which we have seen earlier, like multiplying this, right? 1 multiplied by 2, 2 multiplied by 3, like this, so on up to n. In this one, product we will be calculating in such a way that product equal to product multiplied by k, isn't it? What is the value of k that we are considering? K value varies from 1 to n. So k value should be incremented here. K is equal to k plus 1, and these two instructions we will be repeating several times. Okay, this particular one we call it as loop. Okay, yeah. Next, I wanted to calculate n factorial. N factorial. What is the value of 5 factorial? How we will calculate? Okay, this is what we did here, isn't it? Yes or no? 5 n factorial is nothing but multiplying from 1 to n. Okay, that will be n factorial. Now, can we able to get the same n factorial value by using any other method? By using any other method. N factorial in general, the formula is this one, right? N factorial is nothing but 1 into 2 into 2, 3 into so on up to n. So, is there any other way to find out n factorial? How many of you from BCom? How many of not BCom in the sense like CEC, HEC in intermediate, BPC? Everyone is from MPC, right? Then you should say n into, yeah, n factorial can be written as n into n minus 1 factorial. This is known to you, right? Now, how we will calculate n minus 1 factorial? N minus 1 factorial, how we will calculate? N minus 1 into, yeah, n minus 2 factorial. Next, n minus 2 factorial also can be written in the same way, right? N minus 2 into n minus 3 factorial. Yeah. Now, we are substituting in the same formula, isn't it? N value we are considering as n minus 1, so that we will get like this. Next, n value we are considering as n minus 2, then we will get like this. So, in order to find n factorial, how many times we need to substitute like this? Keep on substituting. How many times? N times until we get 1. Until we get 1 factorial, which is known to us as 1. Okay, even 0 factorial 1. So we know those values. Until we reach that particular one, we can repeat this, isn't it? So what are the known things for us? 0 factorial equal to 1. This is known to us. 1 factorial equal to 1. Until we get, by using these two, can we able to calculate 2 factorial? 2 factorial. 2 into no, you tell in this way. 2 into 2 minus 1 factorial. As we know already, 1 factorial value is 1, we will able to get. Similarly, 3 factorial means 3 into 2 factorial. 2 factorial value we could able to calculate by using this one. Okay. Now, let us consider n factorial. I am writing as fact of n. Okay, n factorial I am writing as fact of n. Now how we will write n minus 1 factorial? Fact of n minus 1. Clear? Now what's the formula of n factorial? Now you tell. Fact of n is equal to n into fact of n minus 1. And we know that whenever n value is whenever n value is n value is 1, then we know the fact of n as 1. Whenever n value is 0, fact of n as 1. Okay, these two things we know. So by if you don't know this, can we able to calculate fact of any number? If you don't know this, we cannot calculate. We keep on substituting, like n factorial equal to n into n minus 1 factorial. N minus 1 is n minus 1 into n minus 2. N minus 2 is n minus 2 into n minus 3. Like that we keep on continuing. Okay, up to what extent we have to repeat, we don't know. Why? Because we will not come with some certain value, isn't it? So we need to have these kind of cases. Okay, these we call it as base cases. Okay, these kind of things we call it as base cases. Okay, starting from this what you call generalized formula, okay, we will be going in reverse. Okay, in order to calculate n factorial, we are calculating n minus 1 factorial. Then to calculate n minus 1 factorial, we are calculating n minus 2. Like that we are going in reverse. Then first what we will calculate? 1 factorial, isn't it? 1 factorial, which is known to us as 1. Then we will find 2 factorial, then 3 factorial. Like that we will come to n factorial. Okay, so now how we can write algorithm or flow chart for it? For the same thing. Fact of fact of fact of n. This is what our requirement, isn't it? Fact of n we have to calculate. To calculate this fact of n, first of all we will be checking whether n value is 1 or not. Okay, if it is 1, what is the value? 1. So straight away we can conclude. Okay, we need not perform n into n minus 1. We need not depend on that formula, isn't it? If n value is 1, we need not apply that formula. Straight away we can give the value. So if n is 1, if n is 1, then we will give 1 value. Next, otherwise that is else. If else, okay, else then we should depend on the formula. What is the formula? n into fact of n minus 1. Yeah. So n into fact of n minus 1. Got it? So this fact we will start here and we are ending like this. Now coming to actual algorithm, in this we need to get n as the input, isn't it? We need to read n value. Then we will make call to this. We will make call to this. That's why we will call fact of n. Then whatever the value, if you give 4 will be substituted here. That will be passed to this. Try to understand. From here, this n value will be passed. Then that value will be checked whether it is n is equal to 1 or not. Now is it true or not? N is equal to 1 is false. So it will come to else. What will happen? N into fact of n minus 1. What is n value? N value is 4. So 4 into what it will become? 4 into fact of 3. Where is this fact? Again here only, right? So now this will be passed. So what is the value of n now? 3. So now whether n is equal to 3 or not, we have checked. So no, it is false. So it will come to else. Then 3 into fact of 2. Next. Now this will be passed again, n minus 1. That means that will become n. So 2 will become n. Now 2 into fact of 1. Next, 1 will be passed. Next, n equal to 1. So it is true. What will be returned? 1. So 1 will be returned. So this value will be returned here. Then it will be substituted. Then this will be calculated. What's the value? 2. That will be returned here. Okay, this will be computed. That is 6. That will be returned here. Next, 4 into 6. That will be finally back to this. Try to understand. Fact of 3. Fact of 3 we are calling from this function. Okay, this is a function, let us say. From this we are calling another one. Okay, from this again we are calling another one. Understand? So from where we have called to that only it will come back. Understand? Like I have given you some task to to call someone from ground floor. To call someone from ground floor, I have given you the task. Okay. Then you will go out and you will intimate to someone who is there outside, and you will intimate them that someone from ground floor has to come. Okay. That you will intimate. When you will come back is after he comes from the ground floor, he will report to you and you will report to me. Isn't it? Like that. From this particular one, we are making a call to fact. From this fact, we are making a call to itself. Understand? So, fact, then we are making a call to itself. So, it will be reported to the same function. So, this fact of 1 will be returned to the same factorial fact function. Then it will be returned to the same fact. Then it will be written. Why? Because these are all function calls made from the fact. But this fact of n, this one we made from down. So it will come back here. Got it? So just if you understand this basic procedure, I will explain you in detail like how that will keep track. How we can able to keep track that particular one. See. First 4 into fact of 3, then 3 into fact of 2, 2 into fact of 1. Then it has to come back in the same way, right? However it comes, it has to go in the same way. Okay? It is like you consider in your mobile, WhatsApp will be there, right? In WhatsApp messages, what will come first? Whoever has messaged last, that will come first, isn't it? Yes or no? So it is also in the same way, whoever comes last, that will be processed first. Then afterwards, what will be the second one? Second last will be the second one. Okay, next third last will be the third one, isn't it? So in the same way, even you can observe call log, simply call log, missed calls will be there. So whoever called last time, that will come first. Okay, it is also in the same way that we can consider like this. You consider one box. Okay, into this box you will be putting the things. Try to understand. Into this box you will be putting the things like this is one thing, this is second thing, this is third thing, like this we are having. Let us consider this as A, this as B, this as C. Now from this box you have to take one thing. Which one you can take? C. Definitely you have to see, you have to take C first, then B, then A. Suppose if you have A, like this, then D first, then C, then B, then A. Okay, what we call this particular order is whatever the inserted item which is inserted last, that will come out first. Whatever the item inserted last, that will come out first. That we call it as last in first out order, LIFO in short. Last in first out order. What is the strategy? What is the order here? Whatever the last inserted item we have, that will come out first. Okay, without taking this particular one, we cannot take C, we cannot take B. Okay, after taking D and C only, we can take B. Next, after taking D, C, B only, we can take A. This is the order. Clear? So now, in the same, how this can be used here? This is the question, right? So what we are making first? What is the first call that we are making? What is the first call that we are making? Fact of n. Fact of, what is the n value we considered? 4. So fact of 4. Okay, fact of 4. Now, as of now, only this item is there. So if I wanted to take out, which I have to take? Fact of 4 only. Only one item is there, so that only we will take out. So that we will take out. Then fact of 4 will be replaced by that is 4 into fact of 3. So this will be replaced like this. 4 into fact of 3. So what will come out first? Fact of 3. So fact of 3 means that will be replaced by 3 into fact of 2. So this will be removed and this will be replaced by 3 into fact of 2. Now next, this will be the next. Fact of 2 will be removed. Okay, so fact of 2 will be replaced by 2 into fact of 1. So 2 into fact of 1. Next, what will be removed? Fact of 1 will be removed. Then whenever you consider fact of 1, we will be getting 1. So this will be replaced by 1. Now what will be removed? Now we are having 1 multiplied by 2. This we have removed, isn't it? Fact of 2 removed. That's why this was substituted. Okay, so now 1 multiplied by 2. So these 3 will be retrieved. Okay, 1 will be retrieved, 2 will be multiplication symbol will be retrieved, then 2 will be retrieved. What is the result? 1 into 2. No, 1 into 2 will be resulted. Okay, that value is 2 only. 1 into 2 value is 2. So this will be removed, this will be removed, this will be removed. Then the result will be again inserted. Now what are the contents here? 2 multiplication, then 3 multiplication, 4. Now 2 will be removed, star will be removed, then 3 will be removed. Okay, these 3 will be removed. After that, that will be performed. The result will be again pushed. So 6 multiplication, then 4. Next, 6 will be removed, this will be removed, this will be removed, and 24 will be inserted. Now what will be removed? 24 only there. Okay, so 24 will be removed, that will be displayed. Got it? So this is the execution procedure whenever we have this kind of thing. Clear? Yeah. Now let us see one more example, simple example, like we wanted to have a series like this. We are having a series in such a way that first 2 numbers are before that let me discuss this, like we are having like this. What's the next number? 8. Similarly, next number 9. Next, similarly, next number. So you are identifying some pattern, right? Similarly, I will write one series, then you identify the pattern. What's the pattern? What's the next number? Huh? 17, 21, 21. Any other answers?
21.
15. Any number can come. Okay, whatever comes, that is number. That is also you can say. Hmm. Hmm. 21. Okay, what's the logic? What is the logic? How we could able to get 21? To get the third number, we are adding first two numbers. To get the fourth number, we are adding previous two numbers. Okay, second and third number, then we are getting fourth number. Next, to get this one, previous two numbers. Next, to get this one, previous two numbers. Like this, to get one number, let us say fourth number I wanted to get. Okay, fourth number, or you consider n4, fourth number. What we will do? Third number and second number, isn't it? So now to get seventh number, this is what we are doing. Okay, so now I wanted to get 10th number directly. 10th number directly. How we will do? One way is we will start from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like this we will count. Then we can say 10th number is so and so. Okay, that is one way. In other way, what we can do? Reverse. N into n minus 1. No. N into n minus 1 will not work, right? Here. Apply. See, 10th number we wanted to calculate directly. Directly in the sense, one way is going from n1, n2, n3, all these things we will calculate, then n10 we can get. Other way, like, of course, this substitution we can do, right? What is it? n9 plus n8. Okay. How we will calculate n9? How we will calculate n9? n8 plus n7. Next, n8, n7 plus n6. Next, again n8, n7, n6. These also we will calculate by using the same formula, isn't it? So we will, like, suppose I wanted to find Fn. Fn in the sense n is nothing but this 10. Okay. Then how we can write it? Fn minus 1, Fn minus 2. That is previous number and previous to previous number. Those two we are adding. So in order to find Fn minus 1, we have to add Fn minus 2, Fn minus 3. Next, Fn minus 2, how we can calculate? Fn minus 3, Fn minus 4. Like that, how much extent we have to repeat? Up to what extent we have to repeat? Up to? Until we get these, what we call this? What we call this? I told you, base cases. Until we reach these base cases, we will be repeating. Understand? If you don't have base cases, can we able to compute? No. We keep on going to backwards, but we cannot stop anyway. Understand? So that's the thing. So we need to have base cases. Then we will be having some generalized formula. That generalized formula will consist of calculating the previous terms. Understand? Now, let us try to generalize this these two problems which we have discussed, like a factorial we have, and this is another one here, and whatever the numbers we are calculating, these we call it as Fibonacci numbers. Sorry. Fibonacci numbers, yeah. Fibonacci numbers, okay. Fibonacci series, this particular series we call it as Fibonacci series, and each number we can consider as Fibonacci number. What are the first two Fibonacci numbers? 1 and 1. Okay, what is the fifth Fibonacci number? Fifth Fibonacci number 5, correct? Fifth Fibonacci number 5. Fourth Fibonacci number, seventh Fibonacci number 13. Okay, so now this we call it as Fibonacci series. This entire series we call it as Fibonacci series. And to find one Fibonacci number, okay, not first Fibonacci number, to find nth Fibonacci number, what we are adding, that is n minus 1th Fibonacci number and n minus 2th Fibonacci number. Okay, so this the problem is to find nth Fibonacci number. In order to solve this problem, what we are adding is, we are adding previous two Fibonacci numbers. So how we can calculate these two? Again, this is a problem. This is see, in order to find this one, we are having two terms to add. Okay, how we are getting these two terms? Again, this is a problem, this is a problem, isn't it? Understand? Now Fn we wanted to calculate, but we need these two. How we will get this one? Again, by using this, isn't it? By using this kind of formula only. So whatever the problem we are solving, that problem solution exists in terms of same kind of sub problems. I am repeating once again, try to understand. Whenever we are solving a problem in terms of the same kind of sub problems, whenever we are solving a problem in terms of the same kind of sub problem, this is a sub problem or not? What is the problem size here? N. But here what is the problem size? N minus 1. Here n minus 2. So we are, this is sub problem, isn't it? So whenever we are solving a problem by using sub problems of the same type, okay, sub problems of the same type, then we will make use of one technique called recursion. Okay, whenever a problem can be solved in terms of same kind of sub problem, then we will make use of the technique called recursion. What is meant by recursion is nothing but, earlier we have considered fact, right? Fact is the function which we use it to find factorial of the given number. Now this particular problem we are solving in terms of the same kind of sub problem, isn't it? This is sub problem or not? And these two are of same type, isn't it? Fact. So whenever we wanted to solve a problem in terms of the same kind of sub problem, then we will make use of recursion. What is meant by recursion is, whenever a function is calling itself, that is called recursive function. Okay, about this one in detail we will see later. Just you need to have idea now that there is a technique called recursion which will be used whenever a problem can be solved in terms of the same kind of sub problem. Clear? So now Fibonacci we will try to write as earlier we have seen factorial. Similarly, Fibonacci of n, we wanted to find nth Fibonacci number. So how we will find out nth Fibonacci number? Like earlier n factorial means fact of n. Similarly, nth Fibonacci means FIB fib of n. Now you say. Fibonacci of n minus 1, Fibonacci of n minus 2. That's it. But is it sufficient? No. Why? Because if you continue like this, forever it will continue. But we need to mention base cases. What are the base cases? Whenever n value is 1, that means first value, first Fibonacci number means you should give 1. Next, second number also base case only. Okay, so second number, if n is equal to 2, then also we should give 1. Otherwise, we should give like this. If n is 1, then 1. If n is 2, 1. Else, we will calculate like this. Okay. Here we are solving Fibonacci problem in terms of the same kind of sub problem, isn't it? So, is this recursive function or not? Yes, got it. So this one, yeah. Now let us see one interesting problem. It is like a game. Okay, you might have played. I don't know. Just game setup. I will tell. We are having some towers like this. Okay, these are the towers. Okay, we are having some boxes, or we can say discs. We are having discs here. Let us say we are having two discs, and this tower name is A, this tower name is B, this tower name is C. Okay, what is the game is, we wanted to transfer these discs or these boxes to C, these boxes to C by satisfying two conditions. We have to satisfy two conditions. First one is, at a time we have to move only one. Only one box we can move. Okay, we cannot take two boxes at a time. And second one is, on top of smaller one we cannot place larger box. Okay, smaller one we can place on larger one. On top of smaller one we cannot place larger one. Got it? That is the second condition. Okay, by satisfying these two, what is our requirement? We have to transfer these two boxes from A to C. Okay, now what are the steps that we can have here? First, small box to B. That means movement from, suppose we wanted to move a disk from A to B, what we can move? First one or second one? Definitely we have to take first one. Why? Because we cannot take directly the second one. So first one only we have to take. So by default, if I say the movement from A to B, what does it mean? First one will move here. Got the point? So first one will be here. Next, here we don't have. Next, A to C. Next, B to C. Okay, B to C. So both boxes will be here. Clear? Now you consider three boxes here. Three boxes. What are the steps you write and tell? When we consider three boxes in A, at tower A, we are having three boxes. What are the steps? Try. You didn't get. When you take three boxes here, instead of two boxes, if you take three boxes, then what are the moves? Like from where to where we will move, so that all three should come to C. Write down and check once and tell. Where is the setup? What you are noting down? You will not remember anything. You cannot recall anything. Ma. C. From A to C we have to move. Okay, A is the source, C is the destination.
Sir,
Did you check? Yes, sir. No, it will not.
First this box will go here, A to B, small box, as you said, large, it will not come. Then place this second box over C. Then move this small box over to A and this box to B. Then you can remove this box from A and then keep it on B. As it is one, so it will
Can we able to reduce? How many steps? Five steps. Okay. 5, somebody told 5. Can we put like that? It's a second constraint. 7. You got it. Next 7.
Small box.
Then A2 second. Is it possible?
Small box.
Okay.
Then A to B. Where it is empty now. Because then C to A. Where it is empty. Small box will come in. After that, small will come in.
Here we are having 2.
Yes, sir.
So small. Okay.
After that, C to B.
Okay.
C to B. Then small will come.
కోవాక్సిన్ ఉందా సెకండ్ డోస్ కోవాక్సిన్ సెకండ్ డోస్ ఉందా ఉందా
So 7 steps here.
రెడీ
Right.
ఉందా అంటారు
Yeah. Did you get it? How many steps? No? 7. 7. Can you able to minimize it further? No. 7 steps needed, definitely. Not possible. Okay. Yeah, any answers from online people?
Sir? Sir?
You please remind me, Mas. Next time, if they talk, I could not. Because maybe previous faculty making mute. Yeah. Any answers from online students? Did you understand the problem? Problem is we will be having some boxes here. We have to move from A to C. Last, we will be having some boxes in A. We wanted to move to C by following these two. Rules, these two conditions. What is that? First one, only one at a time. Next, on top of larger one only we can place smaller one. That is the second condition. So by keeping that one, these are the steps to move 2 disks. When we have 2 disks, these are the steps, 3 steps. Okay, we cannot minimize it anymore, right? We cannot do in 2 steps, 3. Okay, now you consider 3 boxes we have. We wanted to move 3 boxes to C. This is what the setup. Then we are having all 3 here only. This is the initial setup. Steps are 7. Most of the people are told. What are those steps? You please tell. A to C. That means smaller one we will keep in C. Then A to B. Then C to B. A to C. Okay. A to C. B to A. B to C. A to C. Okay. Correct? So these are the 7 steps. Then we could able to transfer these all 3 to from A to C. Okay. Now if I give 4 boxes, can anyone able to do it? 4 boxes you have to transfer from A to C. Do it. No, it's not possible. Check once. It's possible. I am saying it is possible. You say how many steps. First you do it. How many steps you say? Accordingly, I will listen to the answer. If you could able to complete within 2 minutes, within 1 minute, not 2 minutes. Okay, now 12:13. Within 1 minute, if you could able to say the answer, I will give 1 mark to you in quiz. First quiz, direct bonus. In 1 minute, if you give the solution. Okay, 1 minute over. 1 more minute I am giving. Same offer. Not possible or possible? Not possible. I am saying it is possible. Then that's why it is valid offer only. It's not like outside offers. If you observe these two, then you could able to find something from these two. This one. Okay. Still you wanted to try? Try. What are the steps? Oh. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, but can you able to get solution? Yeah. Yeah. Any answers from online? You people are worrying about only attendance. Hmm. 15. You solved? Hmm. What's your number? So offer is availed by 365. You remind me, ma. In quiz 1, I will give. Don't worry, I will give some other offers also. You can, yeah. See here, 4 boxes we are having. 4 we have to move to C. Okay, simple logic. Can you give any logic for solving? Suppose if I give seven boxes, can you give any logic? Very good, very good. That's the logic. What's the logic is, irrespective of the number of boxes that we can have 5, we can have 4, we can have 10. Okay, final destination, final requirement is what? These all we have to move. Okay, let us assume some boxes here, that can be 5th one, or that can be 7th one, or that can be 2nd one. Okay, can we able to place the question? You try to understand. Yes, can we able to place this larger box, okay, largest box from here to here if you have any boxes here? Simple common sense. Try to understand. Can we able to place this largest box on tower C when we have any box here? No. Why? Because all will be smaller than this. So in order to move this to C, okay, no box should be present. No box should be present at C. That's for sure. Next, in order to move, and one more observation here we can make, in order to move largest one from here, can we have any boxes on A? Any other boxes on A? No. So we should not have any boxes at C, and we should not have other than this largest one at A. So where we should have these? Where we should have these? B only. There is no other option. Okay, we should use B. Okay, now you consider straight step, that is from this A to C we have moved largest one. Afterwards we will be having some boxes here. What is the next step? Huh? This one we have to move to this largest one, second largest one we have to move to C. Okay, but in order to move this to this, can we have any other smaller one here? No, we should have only largest one. So these boxes we should place somewhere else. Where? A. Got it? Again, to move these, suppose we are having 5 total. Okay, we have placed the first one and second one here. Next, remaining 3 will be here. In order to move these 3 to destination, again what we will do? We will make use of B. That means the first 2 we will keep it in B. Then third one we can move to C. So that's the logic. Yeah. Logic is like if we have n boxes, total, in order to move largest one to C, we need to keep n-1 boxes, in B. This is the first step. Next, second step is, after putting these n-1, top n-1 to B, then this largest one we have to move to C. That means a straight step, A to C. Okay, next, what is the next step? B to C. That means n-1 boxes, right, at B. So n-1 we have to move to C. Okay, how we can move? Again we will make use of the same procedure. How we can move this n-1 from B to C? To move this boxes from B to C, we can make use of A as temporary. In general, the problem is to move from A to C only. Okay, source is what? A. Destination is C. Okay, why we are having B? Source is this, destination is that. Why we are having B? In order to use this tower as the temporary tower, we are having B. Understand? So in the problem setup itself, we are having one temporary tower. Now source is there, destination is there, and temporary is there. What are the steps? Now you tell. N-1 boxes we have to move from. Now you tell the first step. N-1 boxes we have to move from source to temporary. Next, second step is source to destination directly. Next, third step, N-1 boxes which are yet temporary, that is from temporary to destination. These are the 3 steps. Okay. Now you consider this is the overall solution. Okay. Can we use recursion to solve this problem? Are we using recursion here? No. What is meant by recursion? When we will use recursion? Whenever a problem can be solved in terms of same kind of sub problem. Understand? Now what is the problem here? Moving n boxes from one tower to another tower by following these 2 conditions. Okay, 2 conditions we have to satisfy. What is the problem? Moving n boxes from one tower to another tower. This is the problem. How we are solving this problem? We are solving this problem by using these 3 steps. Okay, what is the first step? Moving n-1 boxes. Moving n-1 boxes. What is the original problem? Moving n boxes is the original problem. What is this problem? N-1 boxes moving. So it is sub problem or not? What is the kind? Same kind, right? Both the problems are of same kind. Why? Because here also in order to move n-1 boxes to this temporary, we need to follow same conditions. So same kind of sub problem. So this is one sub problem, isn't it? This is one kind of sub problem. Next, this is direct step. Source to destination is direct step. Next, coming to third one. What is it? Again, it is sub problem of the same kind, isn't it? So n-1 is the problem size. Original size is n, but here the problem size is n-1. So it is sub problem. Sub problem of the same kind, because we need to follow same restrictions. So we can make use of recursion. When we will use recursion? When we will use recursion? Next. When we will use recursion? When we will use recursion? When we will use recursion? To solve the problem, we will use sub problems of the same kind. Then recursion can be used. Okay. So now this particular problem, what we have described, the name of this problem is Towers of Hanoi. The name of the problem is Towers of Hanoi. What is the problem definition? We will be having 3 towers, namely source, temporary, and the destination. We will be having some disks at source, and we wanted to transfer to destination by keeping the 2 conditions. What are the 2 conditions? At a time only one box we have to move. Second condition is on smaller one we cannot place larger one. Okay, reverse is possible. Reverse only possible, like that. So by considering these 2 conditions and the requirement, this is the Towers of Hanoi problem. How we are solving this problem? By using recursion. Okay, by making use of recursion. So recursion is one of the problem solving technique that you keep in mind. Recursion is one of the problem solving technique. As we have seen earlier, iteration is nothing but the loop. Loop is nothing but the iteration. So whenever we wanted to solve certain problems, we may use loop to solve what are the factors of the given number. We have seen, right? Factors of the given number. How we have solved? By making use of loop. We have repeated certain steps several times. Similarly, whenever we wanted to solve a problem in terms of the same kind of subproblem, then we will make use of recursion. This is also one of the problem solving technique. Okay. Now let us try to define, like earlier, factorial. Factorial we could able to solve in terms of the same kind of subproblem. Fibonacci series we could able to solve in terms of the same kind of subproblem. Similarly here, towers of Hanoi also we could able to solve by using recursion. So let us consider towers of Hanoi is the function. Like a fact we have seen, other thing Fibonacci we have seen, FIB we have seen, right? Similarly, TOH, towers of Hanoi. Okay, initially what is the requirement is we have to move n boxes. N boxes we have to move. This is the requirement. N boxes. From where? From where? Source. So source will be there. Next, destination will also be there. Next, temporary. So by making use of temporary for storing intermediate boxes, we will be having temporary. Next, destination, actual where we have to place these all n boxes. Next, source is where we are having already. Okay, this is the one. Now to solve this one, what is the first step? N minus 1. So that is of same kind, right? That subproblem is of same kind. So this problem type is TOH. So we need to call same TOH, isn't it? Then only it will be recursion. So TOH of how many disks? How many boxes? N minus 1 boxes. Try to understand this important point. N minus 1 boxes we are moving. From where? Source. Next, to where? Second one is destination, that you keep in mind. Source, destination, temporary. In this sequence we have to give for all the times. Okay. So now n minus 1 boxes where we are having source, to where we have to transfer? We have to transfer to temporary. So destination will be temporary. Okay. By making use of this destination as the temporary, isn't it? By making this destination as the temporary, we will be transferring. Clear this point? Next, straight point, straight step is what? Source to destination. Okay, here we don't require any recursion. Okay, even of course temporary also not required, and direct step this one. Okay, next we have to move remaining n minus 1 where we are having n minus 1, we have to move where we are having at temporary we are having. Source will be temporary, and what will be the destination for those? Destination itself. Destination itself, those n minus 1 we will be like n we are having total n. So n minus 1 we will keep here, then we will move from here to here. Now these n minus 1 where we are having temporary, these we have to move to destination. So destination we will specify, and while moving this we can use as temporary. So that one we will mention here. Got it? Now like this we will repeat. For n we will be shifting n minus 1. For 4 we will be shifting 3. Then for 3 2. For 2 for 1 directly we will move. So for 1 we will not be having anything to do with temporary. So whenever we are having n value as if n value is 1, then source to destination. So this step is sufficient. If n value is 0, nothing to do, isn't it? If n value is 0, nothing. So how we can specify that one here? Suppose if you leave like this, what will happen? It will keep on calling, isn't it? 4 to 3, 3 to 2, 2 to 1, 1 to 0, 0 to minus 1, like that it will keep on asking. Okay, keep on calling itself. But somewhere, as we have discussed base cases, some stop should be there, right? Where is that? Is whenever we have only one, then source to destination, that is a direct step, right? This we know. If n is greater than 1, then if n is greater than 1, that means if n is 2, that means we need to follow this step or not? These 3 steps or not? Even if you have only 2, we need to keep the top one here, then only we can keep this, isn't it? So these 3 steps will be there whenever we have n value greater than 1. So that only we will specify. If n is equal to 1, if n is equal to 1, source to destination. Otherwise, isn't it? Yeah. So this is the Towers of Hanoi problem and how we could able to solve. Clear? If you have any doubts, you can ask. Next, how many steps we will be getting? How many steps? Suppose if you have 5, then how many steps? 2 means 3 steps. 1 means 1 step. 2 means 3 steps. Next 3 means how many steps? 4, 5, 31, 6, 63. N 2 power n minus 1, correct? 2 power n minus 1, 2 power 5 minus 1. So for 7 it will be 120, 120. For 7, 127. Keep mind active all the time. So n 2 power n minus 1. Next, one more thing. If you observe in those steps, if you take 2, whatever the steps we have seen, 3, whatever the steps we have seen, middle step you observe 3 steps. What is the middle step? Source to destination. Next, consider for 3, how many steps we have? For 3, 7. What is the middle step? Middle step you see. 4, fourth one, what is it? A to C, right? Next, when we consider 4, 15 steps we are having. 8th one will be the middle one, that is nothing but source to destination. That means we are moving n minus 1 to this, then we are moving this, right? That will be the middle step. Then how many steps that we require? Here the observation is how many steps that we require to move n minus 1 to this one. Same number of steps we require to move these to this. Understand? So if I ask how many steps required to move 4 boxes from temporary to this destination, then from temporary to destination, not from source to destination. Why? From temporary to destination, it is independent of it. Try to understand. I am saying from temporary to destination, just I am changing the names, that's it. So source will be this temporary only for those 4. Okay, destination will be this. You can use this one as the temporary. So we will be having 2 power 4 minus 1, that is 15 steps only. Understand? So this is the formula for number of steps that we require. Here? Yeah. Extra? Yeah. What do you say? What do you feel? Formula will change. Formula number will change. 2 power n minus 1 is number, right? Number will change in the sense it will increase or decrease. It may decrease. Yeah, that's it. It may decrease, but that we have to generalize it. We have to find the generalization. Like if we have 4 here, then how we will manage? Like ultimately we have to bring these last one to this one, means we should not have here or here, okay, somewhere here. So in order to move this one, then it is like n by 2, can we say n by 2 number of steps. Suppose n towers we wanted to move from this to this to what you call either this or this, n boxes. Then here we can keep half, here we can keep half. Okay, how we can keep, based upon that we can get some number. Okay, we can generalize it, then we will come to know how many steps. Okay, it will not be same as 2 power n minus 1, definitely it will decrease. Why? Because we are having several options. In order to keep n minus 1 here, we are having limited options, like we cannot have here, we cannot have here. That's why we need to manage within that. So many steps will come. If you have more towers, automatically number of steps will be decreased. Don't regret that you have asked doubt and spent for extra 1 minute. Okay. Yeah.